Yo, what is good, everybody? This is Joey from the Heart Pirates TCG here, bringing you a market watch video because it's been a long time since I actually made one, and I'm here to just show you all the crazy things that have been happening in the market, show you what has spiked, what has dropped, and I'm pretty excited for it because there's a lot of really cool things that one, I think you should pick up, and two, I think you should probably either sell or hold. I'll explain that in a second. So first thing that we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about Perona. I think this leader is very slept on. I know VV Theory talked about that in one of his videos. Perona is, I think, going to be a really good leader. The Wano engine just gives you so much draw power, and it doesn't really have a whole lot of bad matchups from what I've seen. Now, I was very bullish on Perona whenever set 6 officially started because I was like, oh, it has a really good matchup into Gecko, has a really good matchup into Reiju, has a really good matchup into a lot of these rogue decks. Problem is, it just like hard lost to Katakuri, and Sakazuki wasn't easy. I thought, Perona honestly could high roll the hell out of Sakazuki, so I was always a little bit scared going into Perona. But I think the Wano engine makes this deck more consistent. I think Stussy makes this deck a lot better, and I think obviously it having access to Gecko Moria, as well as removal, as well as every blocker not mattering, I feel like is actually pretty good. It's sitting at $75 right now. I feel like it's a good price. There is a chance for you to win a different version of this card at my tournament for moonlighttcg.com. I'm hosting a tournament for anyone that has gotten top 64 or higher at a tournament before, or a certain rank on the rank simulator. For more information on that, check out my previous video that I made. I'm going to link it down below. So after that, you have Gecko Moria, which is surprisingly even cheaper than Perona, even though it's generally considered a better deck than Perona in set 7. And also right now, I guess just the waifu tax is about to what, $20. So this is, yeah, 75, and Gecko's about, $58, $60. So that is really surprising to me. You have latest sales at 57 or 58, 55, 58. Yeah, I mean, this leader is not going away, guys. In set 7, this leader is still pretty strong. Like, I know people prefer probably Lucci, and I myself prefer Lucci's playstyle as well, because it just feels more like Sakazuki, I guess. But this deck is still going to be very good. So $58. I think this is a good pickup, honestly. And also, like, the art is pretty cool too. Gecko's like a really cool character. He's one of my favorite like I guess like villains, even though he's not really technically a villain. So now we got that out of the way, let's talk about Gordon. Now this card, it's unreal how much this card has fluctuated. I picked these up in set I had a couple in set 1, or maybe it was set 1 or set 2. I picked up a couple of these. I won a couple from like my local scene, and they were going for about like $9-10, something like that. And then they went up to like 15, then they went up to like 30, and we're like, no way, this is like a $30 card, right? They're gonna reprint this sometime, right? It is now $40. It is now $40. So if you guys want to play Law, luckily you only need probably 2 or 3 of these, because you can play 4 Raise Max, and then you can play 2 or 3 of these depending on what build you like. But you're gonna have to spend $120 on 3 cards that most people got for either free because they won it off some like raffle for locals, or for very cheap. This feels bad. That feels bad. And honestly, guys, I would say you just have to buy them. Like, if you're gonna play Law, you have to buy this card. There's just no way you don't buy this card. Crazy to say, right? So we'll talk about Nami. This card is not worth the paper it's printed on. And I want to show you guys this little graph right here. Watch people sell this at $564. I'm going to zoom in on the video, but $564, and then it just keeps dropping and dropping, bro. It is now $60 for this treasure rare. People thought this card was, I don't know how, but people thought this card was going to be so highly sought after, and I am very curious onto why they thought that way. This card is not worth the paper it's printed on, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, there's just so many better arts and alts for this card. Like, there's like the special print one. There's like, honestly, the starter deck 10 one is better looking than that one. So yeah, next we'll talk about Captain Kid. Now, don't let these listings right here. Oh, actually, that's Japanese. Disregard. Okay, these listings aren't trying to fool anybody. This is now a $43 super rare back in set 1, bro. Luckily, I've been playing since set 1, and I played a little bit of Captain Kid because I was a degenerate, and I have my playset of these, but holy shit, guys, $43 for a super rare. If you guys want to play any deck that revolves around Wall Kid, you're now having to spend almost almost $170 for 4 cards. This is all right, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is getting in Yu-Gi-Oh range. This is really getting in Yu-Gi-Oh range, where it just feels like to get into the game, you do have to pay a substantial amount of money, unless you're gonna play like some like fringe meta deck. There's a lot of decks you can get for like relatively cheap. Like I think Gecko Moria, like the whole deck you can get for relatively cheap, except for if you're playing the Borsellino version, you can't get that deck for cheap. But if you're playing like the Rebecca version, some of them don't play Borsellino. You can get that deck for cheap. You can get something like Perona for cheap, Reiju, but everything else, dude, you're gonna have to spend a lot of money. So I feel bad for the new people getting into this game, because it wasn't always like this, and I think it does hurt the growth of the game a little bit, because people just aren't able to get cards. But yeah, Captain Kid, $43 super rare from set 1. Next, we'll talk about the super pre-release Luffy. Fuck, guys, I've been saying that I needed to pick up one of these cards when they were like 1,200. They were about 1,200 a while ago. Yeah, look at that, 1,100 in February. It is now $3,000. I mean, and it's sold too. Like let me see how many. Like it's sold for 2,200 last month, and now look at this, 2,800, 2,800, 2,900, 3,000, 3,000, 3,000. This is crazy, guys. This card is just always going to be like valuable. Like they don't make a lot of these cards. They don't. Or I'm sorry, they don't make this card anymore, and like they never will. And it's only going to be more rare. And now I feel like, damn, like do I buy it now at 3,000 and try to like, you know, hold it to like 4,000, 5,000, 6,000? How long do I hold this for? I think the longer you hold this card, the more it'll go up. Honestly, it is now $3,000, guys. Let's look at the 1 year graph. I mean, at one point, it was like 1,100. Then it went up to like 1,200. Then went down to like 900, bro. Less than $1,000. And now those of you guys who had diamond hands, man, bro, you guys really worked out. Speaking of working out, I've been trying to get my game up recently too. I've been seeing some pretty good results. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, feel pretty good. So you guys, if you been needing the motivation to work out, you should definitely live a more healthy life. I am definitely an advocate of that. Let's go on to the manga rares now. So we got Sabo, we got Soda King, we got Chopper. Guys, this is now the era of all these manga rares not meaning shit anymore. Because I mean, look at this. This Sabo's going for like $600. Like, you know, at one point, like what, like 4 months ago, all the mangas spiked to like over 1,000 at least. Now we have multiple manga rares, and then I believe one of the manga rares, what is it? Is it Rayleigh, Silver's Rayleigh in set 8? Dude, that card's not gonna be worth shit, bro. Like, not only is it not really that good, but also like he's not even really that like iconic of a character, and it doesn't really look that great. I don't even think Boa really looks that great either, to be honest with you. You know, I'm not trying to you know, cause any riots over here, but I don't think Boa really looks that great. But yeah, we got Sabo at 600. We got Soga King at like 470. I always thought this card looked better than like most of the manga rares. I thought the manga rares that looked the best, where I think Ace looks the best, and then I thought the Soga King looked the best, or the second best, and then Sabo I thought looked the third best. Funny how this is actually the cheapest one, the Soga King one, because I actually also like it better than freaking Chopper. Everyone knows I'm a Chopper like disbeliever. Like, I don't really like Chopper like that. I think he's kind of annoying. I don't even really like Usopp like that, but I thought the Soga King art looked good. But this is just like him just existing. So like, I don't know. He's going for about $750 right now. This guy could probably drop pretty soon. I mean, he dropped off I mean, look at this. I mean, actually not really. Let's look at the, yeah, he hasn't really dropped too much, honestly. I think he probably will drop to like probably like 600 though. So I would if you're looking to buy one for your collection, I would hold off for probably like a month or two, and I think this will go down to like 600, or you might be able to find someone to sell you one for like 600. And then the last one we'll talk about Dope Flamingo. Now, I actually, bro, like, no cap, guys, I was gonna play this for Mesquite, Texas, and then I realized I'm not actually gonna go to Mesquite, Texas, because one, I'm kind of poor, and two, I don't know what the hell I want to play, but I consider playing Dope Flamingo. So I bought this card at $210 6 days ago. Now let's check out the latest sales, huh? Let me see if I can find my latest sale, actually. 200. Actually, no, I think I bought it for $230. I think someone was selling it for super cheap. Yeah, a little while ago. So I think I bought mine for like 230. No, maybe it was 225. I remember it was like I don't know. I remember it was like cheaper than like all the other ones I saw. So now let's look at, since I bought mine, 290, 290, 290, 325 and 375. Now let's look at all the latest sales now, or the listings. We got 360, 360, 370, 375, 380. What a good time to pick up a Doflamingo alt leader, bro. Not only do I think this deck is going to be pretty good in set 7, but I also think the art is, I think this is probably the best alt art in the entire game. I think just the blue and the pink just look fantastic. I love this alt art, bro. Also, it got the Wimmy tax. Those of you guys who don't know, Wimmy is the famous Doflamingo player. I interviewed her once on this channel. She also has her own YouTube channel now and a Twitter. So, she definitely caused an riot. I don't even know what I'm saying here. She caused an uproar on the Doflamingo prices. So, definitely her fault. Blame her for that. But yeah, that is the market watch. As you guys can see, these prices are absolutely crazy right now. I mean, this game is like, I think more and more people are gonna get into the game just to make money off the cards. Like, if you could just like buy stuff and like predict like trends in the future, I don't know, bro. Like, it feels like there's a lot of money to be made from just like scalping, honestly. But yeah, and like, I guess being a vendor. But yeah, guys, like I said, if you guys want to join my tournament for the top 64 or higher, it's a pro circuit called the Moonlight Pro Circuit. It's gonna be on my website, moonlighttcg.com, which I will show you right here, moonlighttcg.com. You click on this thing called the Moonlight Pro Circuit, gives you all this information right here, and then when you go to sign up, bam, it's gonna ask you to pay for that. Yeah, so anyway, I would love for you guys to join. If you know anyone that qualifies, be sure to let them know. Like I said, I'm going to include the link in the description below, and I'd love to see you guys there. It's going to be June 9th. It's going to be on a Sunday. So